we know each recording where it's starting.
$33 state of existence, bonded karmas, ripening, operative state of bonded karma.
You're looking at Moksha Prakashak, right?
Yes, the
Right.
English version.
And the chapter 2, Nature of Mundane Existence.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Are we right at the beginning or?
No, she's saying page
33
33.
Okay.
Nidhi, which line? Page 33? I don't know if you have the
If
same.
it is, you read the last time, and you are speaking about curing ghati karma, and their functions. So I think we
Okay.
were curing and non-curing karmas. It might be different in the PDF file. On the book, in the physical book, it is page number 33. It might be
Okay.
32 or 31 or 34.
So it's
Okay. Ripening operative of bonded karmas. 32 is transformation of matter particles
In
appropriate.
sentient matter particles is appropriate to us.
Nidhi, can you talk about the sort of title or subtitle of that?
Title in English, because Aghati is in Hindi. What did they call it in
Okay.
English?
There is a title here, obscuring and non-obscuring
Yes,
karmas and their functions.
that is it. Yes,
Okay,
this
then
is
that's
it.
the one. And what page number it is showing?
That is on from page 29 of the PDF.
Oh,
Okay.
29.
Oh,
Big
Yeah.
difference in
yeah.
printed and this. Huh?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
the printed
Yeah,
and
there
this
is
is
page 29 in the book also. Okay, so we'll just start there then. Okay, you all have the PDF open, or should I can share if you
No, I have it. I don't know other people. I have it open.
I have
Okay.
it open, but whatever you prefer.
Okay, no problem. Let's just start first and then we'll start from there. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Airiyanam, Namo Uvachayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam. Jai Jinendra, everybody. We are following the English Moksha Prakashak. We are on chapter 2. The topics we have covered so far are that karma already existed. They ever existed with the soul. It's not like there was a pure soul and then the karmas added on. So karmas always existed. We had that. Then how Jeev, the soul, is different from karmas. Karmas is obviously Pudgal, which exists everywhere. Those particles are there in the universe. As soon as Jeev does any vibhav, the karma particles transform into whatever types, duration, intensity, all that, and then they become part of the same space as the soul. So we did that. Then then we also read that how can the Atma is non-visual, right? And karmas are Pudgal, that means they are visual. And they cannot attach to a non-visible thing. So there is no way they can actually be mixed together, is the point. And so those are the three things so far we have covered. And now we will start reading the obscuring and non-obscuring karmas and how they affect. So, Arunji, you can start reading if you want.
Further, those karmas are of 8 types classified into Gyan Varnan, etc. Owing to the instrumental cause for 4 ghati karmas, the intrinsic nature of the soul gets obscured. Owing to the instrumentality of jnana varna, knowledge obscuring, darshan varniya, perception obscuring, types of karmas, the knowledge and perception nature of the soul does not get manifested only according to Kshayuk Samak. Destruction comes subsidence state of these karmas. The knowledge and perception remain partially manifested.
Mhm.
And owing to the instrumentality of Mohaniyak karma, the dispositions which are not the true nature of Jeev, that is soul, such as misbelief, anger, pride, deceit, greed, etc., passions get manifested. And owing to the instrumentality of Antarai, that is obstructive karma, the nature of the soul, Virya, spiritual power, that is of the order of accepting asceticism, does not get manifested. According to its Kshayuk Sama, only partial spiritual power remains manifested. Thus, owing to instrumentality of Ghati karmas, intrinsic nature of the soul is being obscured from eternity. It is not so that originally the soul was intrinsically in pure state and afterwards became impure due to instrumentality of karmas, resulting in the destruction of pure nature. Question. Destruction is the name of annihilation, so that which existed earlier could be stated to have been annihilated. Here, when there is no existence of intrinsic nature, what has been then destroyed? Answer. The soul possesses it eternally such an intrinsic power that if the instrumental cause of karmas be not there, then the jiva would be found with the manifestation of omniscience, etc., form of his intrinsic nature. But since eternity, the bondage of karmas is found, therefore, the manifestation of that capacity has never been there. Hence, from inherent capacity point of view, the intrinsic nature does exist only from the standpoint of not letting it to manifest. It is said to have been destroyed. And there are 4 kinds of aghati karmas owing to the instrumental cause of which soul comes into contact with external beings. There, due to Vedaniya karma, which is feeling producing karma, various other non-self things acting as instrumental cause of happiness and misery get associated either with the body or outside the body due to Ayu karma. The bondage with the present body does not get released until the expiry of its duration. Due to Nama karma, physique making karma, the Gati, the state of embodied form of existence, Jati, the class of being, the body, etc., are produced, and due to Gotra karma, status determining karmas, one attains high or low status. Thus, by agati karmas, external things get assembled in their presence due to the association of the rise of moha, that is deluding karma. Jeev becomes happy and miserable, and due to bondage with the body, etc., the immaterial intrinsic characteristics, etc., of the soul do not function as per their nature. For example, if someone catches the body, then the soul also gets caught. Moreover, so long as the rise of karmas continues, till then the association of external things remain as it is, does not become otherwise. Such should be known the instrumentality of these aghati karmas. Should I go on or we should discuss it now?
No, let's quickly understand this topic. I think we may have done it in the last class, but I will still repeat. So basically, what they're saying is that the karmas are only instrumental in Jeev's not being able to recognize the full knowledge, full darshan. So the first four, the ghatis, that obscure the natural state of the soul, right? So what is happening with how the karmas affect? So they're saying that it's not like it's covering the soul or anything like that, even though we say in the Gyan Avaran Karma as if it's a covering. It's in reality, it's like there's a room. Let's say there is even this Zoom room, and four of us are in this room, right? So karmas basically occupy the same space as the soul for the duration of it, whatever its length of duration is for however long it's going to be, and then they leave the space. So let's take an example. We are in a room, okay? A little child enters the room. Now, the child could be a baby, he could be crying, he could be a toddler running around, crawling, whatever. As long as he's in the same space, whatever he does matters to us, right? He's crying, it's bothering us, we cannot read, whatever the case may be. Same way, these karmas, they each of them, when they, okay, so they are just dust particles in the air, karma particles, right? When we do the vibhav, these karma particles, depending on what kind of bhav we did, shubh, ashubh, whether it has to do with knowledge, antray kisi ko diya, us tarah ke bhav, right? Attachment. Primarily, the mohaniya moha is the reason for all these karmas to come into the same space. Now, when these karmas come into the same space, that time it is decided what type of karma, how long it's going to be with you, when it's going to come into fruition, with how much intensity it's come into your space, and how much intensity it's going to come into fruition. So all those things are decided at the time when it is come into the same space. Now they're saying that depending on, so for Gyan darshan and darshan karmas, depending on, they give you partial ability to know and perceive, right? Depending on how many karmas are there in the space. Then for mohaniya, they give you the kashayas, krodman, maya, lobh, and mithyatva, and all those things. So, and then virya, I mean, the ability, the antray, those are the four ghati karmas. Antray basically does not give you the required effort to attain the purity of your soul. Now, the other four, the aghati ones, they simply give you worldly circumstances, right? Your gotra, whether you're going to be in a high status, low status, and the only one that really matters is the vedani, because that has to do with your body, how happy, how sad, how we're going to feel with those uh, circumstances that you get. So the last sentence, the point they made was that these karmas are only instrumental. They don't have any intention of making you suffer or making you happy. It's just a nimittik sambandh that you do the bhav, the karmas come in the same space. As long as they're in the same space, they're going to be instrumental cause in your happiness, in your sadness, in your limited ability of knowing, limited ability of perceiving, and all that. And then they leave the body, leave the soul as soon as their time is up. And the point they're trying to make is that they're only instrumental. So the jeev still has the will to react appropriately and either let the karmas go out of their soul before time. They can stay longer. I mean, we'll read about all those different things that can happen. That how jeev has so much power. The real power is with the jeev, not the karmas. Even though in Laukik we may say ki karm, oh, what can I do? It's my karmoday. But that is not the real cause. It's only nimit. It's only instrumental cause.
So Prabhaji, if I take an example, like suppose I get upset with something or very angry with somebody.
Right.
Right. So that means those karmas will take the same space as the soul at that time?
Right. Okay, so first of all, you got angry because some previous karmas came into fruition and gave you a
Right.
circumstance that somebody didn't listen to you or
Right.
said bad words to you, whatever the case, whatever the situation happened. That situation happened because of your previous karmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
It gave you the situation. Now, you still have the mohaniya karma, which gave you this pride kashai. Oh, they shouldn't have done this to me. They shouldn't have said this to me, whatever the case may be, right? But they only became instrumental in that pride. You still had a choice how to react, but you
Mm-hmm.
reacted, you became angry.
Mm.
Reaction created the what do you call kampan or vibration. Everything ultimately is vibrations of the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that vibration now attracted new karmas to come in. And
Mm-hmm.
depending on how angry, what type of anger, vibhav, all that, now the new karmas, the reason for it is the moh. That's why we got
Mm-hmm.
angry, right? Now the new karmas, when they come, they will be all 7 types.
Mm-hmm.
So you will get some Jnana Varniya, some Darshana Varniya, some Vedniya, all of those will come into the same space.
Oh, so you'll get all 7 types.
Yes. All 7 are constantly getting binded.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that is why this chapter is so important, that we should take this chapter as a not just reading and understanding, but always remembering.
Mm.
So yesterday in my class, I gave this example. Yesterday I was out shopping with a car and a driver, and I was at a store, and I told the driver, the store is right here. You can just park here, and I'll go 10 minutes. I'll come back. And he said that no, no, ma'am. If this is like not a parking area, I'll get a challan at home or whatever term
Mm-hmm.
these days in India. Nowadays, you can.
Mm.
There's cameras everywhere, and they catch you. So, so basically, that's how these karmas are. Okay, we may think
Mm-hmm.
nobody's watching, but karmas are always watching
Mm-hmm.
and coming. So no matter what you do, you cannot escape. Its bottom
Mm-hmm.
line is that.
Mm-hmm.
So, so there's
Ma'am,
huh?
you mentioned only 7 karmas come
Right.
in.
The Ayu karma only happens once in your lifetime.
Okay.
That's why. So yes, it's always relative, right? In some perspective, karmas are very powerful, right? They're always watching, looking to come into the same space as you, and nothing you can do about it. But at the same time, Jeev is more powerful. It has the ability to react or not to react.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to always remember that. I mean, there are so many instances where we think we may not even think it is necessary to react, but you know how we think, no, 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 I should teach him. If I don't react, then this will happen, that will happen. You know
Mm.
how we kind of prove ourselves that we're okay to do these things. And that's when we should remember that no, I may think so, but those cameras are up there no
Mhm.
matter what. So, so yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Are you able to read, Nidhi? Okay, let's get to the next topic. Uh, that now it's going to talk about that this material karmas are really not that powerful. That's what it's going to talk about. And then we'll read how the new karmas come into
Oh, I'm sorry, I lost the page again. Where are we now? What page?
20. We should be on page
Page
30.
30th.
30? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sitting outside or you just have a backdrop of sunrise?
No, that's my head. Oh, Nidhi ji.
This is a photograph I clicked at Samir Chikharji. It's about like sunrise.
Because
I made it
Very
sometimes
a
I do
nice.
that in Nagpur. I sit outside my parents' house. There's a
Right.
swing and all, and there is a possibility of having a sunrise scene if I try to sit outside.
Yeah, that's a nice picture. Yeah.
But, oh, nice. Okay, go ahead and start. Yeah.
destruction of jiva's natural functioning and assembling of external things by strengthless material karma. Question. Karmas are inanimate and are not strong. How is then the destruction of jiva's natural functioning and assembling of external things possible through them? Answer. If karma, by acting itself as a doer, destroys the nature of the soul and causes association of external things effortfully, then karma should possess sentience and strength. But it is not so. Just cause and effect relationship, nimitta naimittik sambandh between them, is a natural occurrence. When the operative stage of those karmas arise, at that time the soul of its own does not function in its natural state, rather functions alienatedly, and the other things too are found functioning in a related manner. For example, Mohan,
Mohan Duri.
Mohan, Mohandhul, an enchanting type of dust, is found lying on the head of some person, due to which that person has become mad. There that Mohan Bhul was neither having knowledge nor strength, but madness appears to have been caused by that Mohan Bhul only. There the Mohan Bhul is only a nimitta, and the person of his own becomes mad. Such only exists nimitta-naimittic relationship. Further, just as at the time of sunrise, Chakwa Chakwi, the male-female birds of duck family, meet together, but there in the night nobody has separated them forcefully out of jealousy, and in the daytime nobody has brought them together out of compassion. Rather, they meet on their own due to nimitta of sunrise. Such only is the functioning of nimitta namitta.
Hmm.
In the same way, the nimitta namitic functioning of karmas should be known. Such is the state of soul owing to the rise of karma.
So basically,
Process.
what they're saying is that karmas have no intentions of making you feel bad or any of those. So, even though they've given some ancient examples, in the old times, there was some type of dust that you throw it on somebody and that person gets mad and need to go to the mental asylum. But instead of that example, we can take alcohol as a practical example, right? Alcohol has no reason to make you lose your senses, right? Yet, if you consume a lot of it, you won't be able to drive, you won't be able to behave in a normal fashion, or be or go to sleep, or whatever the case may be, right? So that alcohol is only an instrumental cause in that reaction of yours. Same way, they've given this duck couple who only mate during daytime and then they get separated at night. Owl can only see at night and then gets blinded during the daytime. So it's not like the sun is purposely wanting to make the owl blind during daytime or anything like that. It's just a natural reaction. Whenever the sun is out, plants want to grow. Uh, Owl cannot see, and those things naturally happen. The instruments don't have a purpose of making you do or not do certain things. So that's the gist of this paragraph, that these karmas are simply pudgal material things which have no purpose, and they don't have an intention of making you do, or it's just a natural uh, relationship that whenever they are in your space, they are going to give you circumstances. So, okay, now let's continue how the new karmas get into occurrence.
Process of new bondage. How is new bondage caused is being clarified. The
Mhm.
portion of the sun which is not perceptible due to the layers of clouds that much is absent, unmanifested in that time. And owing to the rarefaction of the layers of clouds, the light which is manifesting is the part of the sun's nature, is not produced by clouds. Similarly, Gyan, knowledge, darshan, perception, and virya, power, is the nature of the soul. The portion of it which, owing to the instrumentality of Jnanavarn, Darshnavarn, and Antaray Karm, is not manifesting, that much is absent, unmanifested in that time. Owing to the Kshayopasham, destruction comes subsidence, state of those karmas, that part of Dhyan, Darshan, Virya, which is manifesting all that is part of soul's nature and is not a contrary or alien disposition produced by karma. So, right from eternity, such a manifested portion of soul's intrinsic nature never comes to an end. Only through this inherent faculty, the consciousness of the soul is ascertained that the substance possessing the power of knowing and seeing the soul only. And the bondage of new karmas does not take place due to this nature of soul. For if the soul's nature itself be the cause of bondage, how could then release from bondage possible? Moreover, owing to the rise of those karmas, the part of Jnana, Darshan, Virya attribute, which is not manifesting, that also is not the cause of bondage. For that which itself is not existing, how can it be the cause for other bondage? Therefore, the dispositions produced by nimitta of Jnanavarn, Darshnavarn, and Antaray karmas are not the cause of new bondage of karma. Further, owing to the rise of Mohaniya karma, the perverse belief in the form of untrue faith and passion, anger, pride, deceit, greed, etc., are evolved in the soul. All those dispositions are although found existing in the state of soul, are not separate from soul. Jeev himself is the doer of them. Those are assuredly the functional deeds of Jeev. Nevertheless, their manifestation is only due to nimitta of moha karma. These alien dispositions come to an end on elimination of instrumentality of karma. Therefore, these are not Jiva's own nature, but are contrary dispositions, and due to those alien dispositions, new bondage of karma takes place. Hence, the dispositions manifesting due to rise of moha karma are the cause of karmic bondage. And owing to rise of agati karmas, external things are met with. Among them, the physique, etc., get bonded in one form, intermingled form, with Jiva Pradesh, spatial units of soul, by occupying the same one region as that of soul, and wealth, family, etc., are totally separate from soul. Therefore, those are not the cause of bondage. For the other, non-self substances do not cause bondage, but in those objects, the soul develops the feeling of mindness and perverse belief, etc. This alone is to be known as the cause of bondage.
Okay. So that last, okay, by the way, keep highlighting those important lines. Okay, so the last line, the main root cause of bondage is the mindness of things, even though the karmas will give you relationships and whatever happens, but we choose to make it our own. We don't think that, oh, I am that pure soul and none of these circumstances that I got is mine. So we are in mithyatva. Wrongly, we become one with all these things that we get due to our uday. So now they give this example of how much, see, remember how some things we can partially understand, partially do. So basically they're saying that Jeev itself is pure, right? It doesn't have any reason for it to attract. I mean, these things happen with nimitic sambandh, but in its pure state, everything is manifested 100%. Because of karmas, this ability to have the complete knowledge is being obscured. It's like a baby, crying baby is in the room. That noise is obscuring you to listen to TV. Let's say TV is on, and then there's a baby crying in the same room. Now you cannot listen to the TV. That baby doesn't mean to stop you from listening to the TV, but it's a natural reaction that that noise is making you, distracting you, and you cannot pay attention to the TV, whatever they're saying, or you are listening to some pravachan, or so it's that kind of sambandh. Now, because of that moha and feeling of mindness, we attract other karmas. So, by soul's true nature, if the soul was in its true nature, then it will not attract karmas. And that is why once you are kevali, once you are in the siddh state, then even though there are karmas around you, but they cannot come to the same, come to your space. So then they gave you the reasons, right? Because of monia, you have wrong belief. That is the reason for karma bandhan. Then Krodh, Maya, Lobh, the Kashai. Did we discuss the meaning of Kashai? Kashai means kasna, right? So whatever is stopping the soul to be free. So let's say you're sitting here and somebody ties you on the chair. Now you're tied down. Kashai means tying down the soul, holding it back from being free. That is what is Kashai. And even though they're in the karmas in the same space as the soul, but they're still totally separate dravyas. Okay, now they're going to talk about yog, which means vibration. What happens happens with the karmas, with the movements of body, mind, and soul. So, okay, you read that one more topic, Nitiji, then Virajji can read.
Okay. Yog, vibratory activity, the cause of Prakriti Bandh, site bondage, and Pradesh Bandh, space bondage. Further, it should be known that owing to rise of Nam karma, physique making karma, body, organ of speech, and mind are created. Due to nimitta, instrumentality of their movement, the space points, pradeshas of soul vibrate, and by virtue of it, soul attains the power of getting into one bonded form with the species of karmic matter. This is termed as yoga, vibratory activity. Due to its nimitta at each moment, the inflow of infinite atoms transformable into karmic form takes place. If yoga is feeble, then inflow of atoms is less, and if yoga is intense, then inflow of atoms is more. Further, the atoms of matter that are absorbed in one samay, one unit of time, get divided into Jnanavarn, etc. Main types and their subtypes, species of karmas, as are stated in scripture. According to that division, atoms get transformed into those types of karmas of their own. Further, yoga is of two types: auspicious activity, Shubh Yoga, and inauspicious activity, Ashubh Yoga. Inclination through mind, speech, and body in pious acts is called Shubh Yoga, and inclination and impious acts is called Ashubh Yoga. Whether there be Shubh Yoga or Ashubh Yoga, without attaining right belief, samyaktva, bondage of all sorts of species of ghati karmas continues incessantly. Even for a single moment, bondage of any species of karmas does not stop. However, the specific point is that in the pair of hasya shok, laughter and lamentation, rati arati, liking and disliking, and three types of Vedas, sex passions of Mohaniya, deluding karma, is one time only in each group. gets bonded. In one time, only one in each group gets bonded. Further, in the species of Aghati karmas, during Shubh Yog, Sata Vedniya, pleasure producing karma, etc., auspicious species of karmas get bonded, and during Ashubh Yog, Asata Vedniya, pain producing karmas, etc., inauspicious species of karma gets bonded. During Mishra Yog, mixed auspicious inauspicious activity, some auspicious and some inauspicious species of Aghati karmas get bonded. Thus, the inflow of karmas takes place due to instrumentality of yoga, vibratory activity. Hence, yoga is astra, and the quantity of atoms and karmic matter so attracted through that yoga is called pradesh. Thus, the atoms so bonded get divided into main types and subtypes of karmas. Therefore, it should be known that phase bondage and type bondage are caused by yoga.
Okay. So now what happens is, first of all, in the Nam, because of Nam karma, you got this body. With the body came the mind and speech, right? The pure soul does not have the mind and speech and any of those things. Those are all still material things. So then now those in turn cause, because mind and they will create bhav, right? You will start contemplating, you will think and all that. And the body, physical body is moving, the speech is making vibrations in the soul. So anything that causes vibrations in the soul will attract karmas, but that vibration only causes the type of karma and quantity of karma. So yoga is responsible for the type and quantity. And now this movement of whether it is mind, speech, body, and ultimately soul particles is, of course, the Shubh and Ashubh, right? So which will, depending on whether it is Shubh or Ashubh, will attract those types of related karmas. So if it is, uh, the Ghati karmas are always Ashubh. So make a note of that. So the four Ghati karmas, which is Jnana Varniya, Darshana Varniya, Antraya, and what is it? Moniya. Those four are always caused due to Ashubh yoga. Okay. Now with the Shubh yoga, only the other three, the Nam, Karma, and Gotra, Vedniya, those things, the good kinds can be attracted. Now, the Ghatiya you cannot start destroying until you get Samyattva, until your Mithyatva is destroyed. And without Samyattva, the most of the play is with the Aghatiya, which is Vedniya, Nam, Gotra, and those kinds. Now,
Prabhaji,
yeah.
are we saying that Aghatiya term is always Shubh karma?
No. Aghatiya can be two types,
Both Shubh and Ashubh.
and Ashubh. Ghatiya only gets bonded because whenever you are in Ashubh.
Okay.
Okay. So this way, because yoga becomes instrument in attracting the karmas. So wherever
But
there is
but if it is good karma, it always has to be Aghatiya karma.
right. So you did something shubh, you will get Sata Vedniya, you will get good Gotra, you will get better physique. Nam Gotra, Nam Karma has so many varieties, all this skin color, hair, mota, patla, your speech, whether it's sweet, somebody sweet talking, somebody is not so sweet, all of that has to do with Nam Karma. So Nam Karma gives you anything to do with your physique. So basically, the gist of this whole topic is that yoga is going to give you prakriti and pradesh of, there is four things in the karmas: prakriti, type, quantity, duration, and intensity. So type and quantity is decided based on the yog. Duration and intensity is decided based on kashaya, based on passions. So you can write those in your notes. Okay. So now we'll read how the kashaya, the passions, decide how long these karmas are going to be with us and how intensely they're going to be get bonded. Go ahead, Viraj. You can start.
I keep messing up my screen here. That was you. Sorry, 1 second.
You want to go to page 31, duration and fruition bondage caused by passions.
Bottom of page 31.
Yeah, I got it. Duration and fruition bondage caused by passions. Further, wrong beliefs, mithyatva or anger, etc. Dispositions are evolved due to rise of moha, deluding karmas. All these dispositions are collectively termed as kashai, passion. Due to that passion, the duration bondage, sthiti bandh, of this karma species takes place. Out of the total duration so bonded, leaving aside the
Abadakal.
abadkal, abadakal,
Abadakal, which means
yeah,
that
the period of karmas lying bonded in inoperative state, afterwards till the bonded duration ends. Every moment the rise, uday, of the prakriti, particular species of karma, continues. Accepting the ayu karma of celestial beings, human beings and subhuman beings, animals, etc., all other species of ghatya and agatya karmas get bonded with more duration in the state of intense passion. And these three types of ayu karmas get bonded with more duration in the state of feeble passion and with less duration in the state of intense passion. And these three types of ayu karmas get bonded with more duration in the state of feeble passion and with less duration in the state of intense passion. Okay, and the passions, kashai, is also instrumental cause for the fruition power of those species of karmas. At the time of their rise, karmic species produce more or less effect according to the fruition bondage. In all the species of ghati karmas and in inauspicious pap species of agati karmas, the fruition bondage is caused more in the state of high passion, and in the auspicious species of agati karmas, intense fruition bondage takes place in the state of low passion and less fruition bondage in the state of high passion. In this way, duration and fruition bondage is governed by passions. Therefore, it should be known that passions are instrumental cause of duration bondage and fruition bondage.
you can highlight that.
Mhm.
Make a note of it here.
As even if wine is more in quantity and has less intoxicating power for lesser period, then the wine is of poor quality. And even if the wine is less in quantity and has more intoxicating power for a larger period, then the wine is of stronger quality. Similarly, even if the atoms or species of karmas are more in quantity and those have less fruition power for lesser period, then those species of karmas are less effective. And even if atoms or species of karmas are less in quantity and those have more fruition power for a longer period, then those species of karmas are more effective. Hence, the type of bondage and space bondage resulting from yoga are not strong. Only duration bondage and fruition bondage caused by passions are strong. Therefore, passion should be known as the prime cause of bondage. Those who do not want to get bound should not indulge in passions.
And we teach our kids to be passionate about their jobs and passionate. What kind
Right,
of world we live in, right?
right,
People
yeah,
are
yeah.
looking for, bride or groom. It was funny. I was talking to my nephew a while back before he was married. Like, what are you looking
Uh-huh.
for in a girl?
Right.
these days everybody gets educated, everybody this. I'm looking for somebody who is passionate about something that they
Right, right,
look at me.
right.
You go to a job interview and you have to have the passion to do this.
That's right.
And,
All right.
and here we are reading what that passion is going to give you. So,
Prabhaji, quick question.
yeah.
It says that karma leads to passion, is it? I mean, it says moha, deluding karma,
Yes, that
and
is
these
the
dispositions are
instrumental
collective terms
cause.
as kashai. But I
Exactly.
thought kashai leads to karma, not the karma leading to kashai. I mean,
Oh, no, it's a vicious cycle. Okay, so now,
okay, one feeds on it. I mean, it's a kind of feedback loop, right?
right, exactly. So you have this Mohaniya karma, right?
Okay,
Which is going to cause the kashayas.
okay.
If you don't have
And that
more,
kashai will lead to more
and then
bondage.
more bondage. Exactly. It's a vicious circle. And that is what we are studying. But there are ways to break this cycle.
So I think the bondage is taking place because of the yoga, but the, as you said,
No, no, no,
duration and
no.
intensity is
Remember,
given by kashai.
no,
No.
no, no. Yoga will only give you quantity and type. So once, let's say, remember when we were studying about the Tirthankar or 13th Gunistan, what happens is they have reached omniscience, right? They have destroyed the four Ghati karmas. So now they have no attachment. There's no Mohaniya karma left. So what happens is that still there is yoga. They still have the body, right? So there's movement. So the karmas come, but think about this. I'm giving you this atom. It doesn't have any duration or intensity. What good is it? It's useless. So, because of that, in the 13th Gunistan, there is no bondage of karmas. There is influx. They come, but they're no good. The karmas can come because there is still yoga, right? Until they stop the
Because
yoga.
in 13th Gunistan also we can have Odoik Bhav, right?
No, no, no. It's not about bhav. It's about the kampan vibration of the soul.
But we should be able to connect it back to that Bhav also, no?
No, because
Because it's a rise of karma, right? No?
no. So in 13th Gunstan, see man and all the five senses, they are cause of the bhav, right? Now, the Tirthankars or Aryans or whoever is in the 13th Gunistan are not making any use of those senses, even though they exist physically, because they have a body. So you'll be able to see they have eyes, they have nose, they have mouth, they have man, which we cannot see, but they have it in physical, right? These are Pudgal particles, Pudgal. So they still have them until they leave the body, right?
So
But
the karma that they have is just Agatya karma now, right?
right. Only agatyas are left, which are
Okay.
still keeping them in this body. The reason for the existence of the body is the Ayu karma, is the Nam karma, which has given them that special Tirthankar Nam Gotra Wali body, Gotra, and whatever the four, I keep forgetting the four. Anyway, so those four are the ones that are still keeping them in this body. But they don't have the Ghati, no more Gyanavarnya, no more Dashnavarnya, no more Antraya, no more Mohniya. So that Kashai is not there. So the karmas will have the type and some quantity. But what good is the quantity without any duration or intensity? It cannot do anything.
It loses its potency.
Exactly. There's no potensity. There's no potence. So instead of wine, you drink water, there's no effect.
So in 13th Gunistan, could they still have Ashubh Agatya karma remaining?
In
Namakarma.
existence, yes. But most of them would be transformed into Shubh. But some, well, not in 13th, but at least during the sadhu state in the 6th Gunstan. What happens is then there are still unfavorable aghatya karmas existing, which give them the fruit of, remember in the stories of Parshnath and Mahavir Bhagwan, they got Sangam Dev gave them the unfavorable
Sorry.
circumstance of rain and all that. So most of them get converted to Shubh because of their meditative state and everything. But there are certain types, the Nikachit and Nidhati karma, which you have to bear the fruit of it.
So are we saying that upsarg jo hua,
वो निकाचित
wo,
कर्म के कारण होता है.
which is a type of Ashubh Aghatya karma?
No. It's only a type of karma, but not necessarily. It's caused because of Ashubha Bhav. Ashubh and Ashubhar Bhav, not karma. Karmas can be favorable or unfavorable.
नहीं भाव तो
भाव शुभ और अशुभ होगा जिससे कर्म बनेंगे.
भाव तो आपका उपादान कारण बनेगा ना, जो आपका भाव है वो उसका उपादान कारण बनेगा, राइट?
Yes, bhav is the upadan reason for getting the karma into your space. Now, जब कर्म आया, वो कौन से टाइप का आया? तो वो असाता का आएगा, तो it will give you unfavorable circumstance. साता का आएगा, it will give you favorable circumstance. ऐसे.
Okay. So you are saying that upsarg must have been because of asata
Is
karma, right?
Ashubh Bhav, which
Ashubh bhav.
he got bondage of Asata, and within Asata also, there are things. So if it's a very intense Bhav, then the that gets bondage is you don't have a choice of changing it. Majority of the karmas can be changed from Ashubh to Shubh, I mean, not Ashubh to Shubh, but whatever, unfavorable to favorable, and vice versa.
So
But
basically we are saying by the time there is 13th Gunistan, the Ghatya karma is of course gone, but all the Ashubh Agadhya karma is also destroyed.
yes, that is true. Yes. And then in 13th Gunistan, yes, they don't get upsarg and any of those things. Those things only happen in 6th.
Bahubali ji is also joined us. Huh?
Sorry,
Yes.
I was totally confused. I got a call, but I got confused what call it is.
Yeah, I tried to call you also. I tried to call you, but then, yeah.
No, but since I don't have the contact, the name and also I
Yeah,
thought,
you wouldn't know who called, right.
yeah,
No
sorry.
problem, but here we are. Glad you could join.
Then I saw the connected to the machine and then saw the text. You put the are you
Okay.
joining or something like that? Yeah.
Okay.
Totally confused.
Actually, that's why I sent in a reminder, even though we
Correct.
said last week, I think, right? Or sometime.
Yeah, I did not pay attention on the
I
day.
put a message that we will have 2 classes Monday and Wednesday. And last week, when we could not do because of the Zoom problem,
Correct. Yeah.
I put a
Yeah.
note that we'll have 2 classes Monday and
Yeah.
Wednesday. So
तो बाहुबली जी आपके अच्छे कर्मों का उदय था जो आप क्लास अटेंड कर पाए आज.
Yes, definitely. Looks like, yeah. And
शुरू
also
में
there
थोड़ी
is,
सी बाधा थी, वो दूर हो गई.
that's true.
Antaray duro pe, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, I mean, this is relatively still not as much in detail, but still enough detail that it should make us very conscious of how we feel and what kind of karmas we could be attracting and all kinds of stuff. So okay,
Okay.
एक और टॉपिक आप पढ़ लीजिए.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Transformation of insentient matter particles, atoms, into appropriate species of karmas. Now here some raises a question that the matter particles are inanimate and are devoid of knowledge. How do they undergo transformation into appropriate species of karmas? Answer. As on getting hungry, the mass of matter particles of food swallowed through the mouth gets transferred into bodily constituents like blood, flesh, semen, etc., and the atom particles of the food morsel gets appropriately distributed in the forms of some bodily constituents in a lesser measure and in the form of some bodily constituents in a greater measure. And in them, many atoms remain bonded for quite long duration and many for short duration. Further, in those atoms, many atoms possess greater power of producing their effect and many have less power. In this process, none of the mass of matter particles of the food know that it should get transferred in this particular way. Moreover, there is no one to motivate them in this transformation. Such type of nimitika, cause and effect relationship is existent and owing to which further transformation takes place. Similarly, on the rise of passions, the mass of matter of karma, karmic
Varganas.
varganas, right? Yeah. So absorbed through the channel of yoga, gets transferred into gnana etc., type of karmas, species. And, and the atoms of those karma varganas, karmic matter, gets appropriately distributed into some type of karmas, in brackets, species, having less atoms, and into some types of karmas, species, having more atoms. And in them, many atoms of some species remain in bonded state for a longer period and many for a short period. And in those atoms, some atoms possess greater potency of producing their effect, and some atoms possess lesser potency. In this process, none of the mass of matter particles, karna vargnas, know that it should be transferred in this particular way. And there is no one to motivate them in this transformation. Such type of nimitika, cause and effect relationship is existing owing to which the transformation takes place. Like this, many nimitika relations are taking place in this universe. And owing to nimit of mantras, incantations, water, etc., attains the potency of curing disease, and pebbles, etc., attains the potency of stopping snakes. Similarly, owing to nimit of jiva bhav, disposition of the soul, the pudgal, etc., the matter particle atoms attain the potency of gnana varna, etc., types of karmas. Here, if karmas produce the effect after deliberation, effortful, then it ought to possess knowledge. But no, on meeting with an appropriate nimit, the corresponding transformation takes place automatically, and so is no need of knowledge. Such is said process of new bondage.
Okay, so this is very important, that how all this happens, right? All this nimitic sambandh, how the karmas. So basically, what they're saying is, soul is the most powerful. It has the ability to stop the influx of karmas. It has the ability to transform the karmas. It has the ability, of course, to attract the karmas. But karmas don't have any ability. It's just, it's natural cause, right? Okay. And nobody is actually making it do anything, right? For example, in Hindus, you will hear that Bhagwan ki इच्छा के बिना पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता, as if there is some god physically going to move each leaf, or you eat the food, and is it somebody who is actually taking that food and distributing it into protein and carbs and fat and whatever, and then creating blood, muscle, whatever is needed in the body? No, it's all a natural process. The food is a nimit, which causes the food to become muscle and whatever else. Now we have all this big fad about, oh, eat more protein and eat this and eat that. I was one time when my sons had started telling me, eat, or you read required protein, right? 10% of your body weight. So so if you were 70 kgs, you would need 70 grams of protein or 80 grams of protein. I'm like, how in the world can you eat? I would need to eat 15, 20 katoris of dal to eat that much protein. So one day I was asking one of my friends who is a dietitian, I'm like, and she's also Jain, and I'm like, tell me this, I mean, they make all these requirements of how much protein you need, and how can a vegetarian person eat so much protein? I mean, I don't know much about meat, but I'm assuming maybe in a small portion you can get that much protein. But so anyway, so she was saying that no, the body is like a magical machine. It will make with what it needs to make no matter what you eat. So that reminds me of the example of a farmer in India who always ate only bajri ka rotla and buttermilk, or maybe an onion if they were not Jains. Maybe they just put a fist, they break an onion. All they eat is that, but they're still strong. Without that extra protein, how did they get that muscle? Does the blood flow? How does all this happen? So it's all a natural process. Nobody's doing it. It just happens. Same way, these karmas coming to the soul, all these are just natural nimitic processes that happen. The karma particles don't have knowledge or don't have the ability to think that, oh, I'm going to go to this person today and give him this kind of fruition or give him this kind of circumstance. But the soul, with its knowledge, does have the power to control its own reactions and its own, then in turn, influx of karmas or
Yeah.
Getting rid of karmas, right? Now, so karma, okay, by the way, but the karmas, they come in bunches, right? Even though they're dust particles, but when they get bondage, they come to your soul. When they're coming into fruition, it's not like it's only one at a time coming. It could be 10 at a time, it could be 20 at a time, depending on the circumstance it's trying to give you. We take example of Ayu Karma. So Ayu Karma is only bonded one time, right? We discussed when your 1/3 of the lifespan is left, and if not during that time, 1/3 of the next 1/3, all that process. But when it comes into fruition, it starts when you're conceived, and then every second that you're living, the Ayu Karmas are getting shedded until your lifespan. If you're going to be 90 years, that Ayu Karma that was bondaged in your last life is now getting consumed every second.
Yeah.
And same thing happens with all the other karmas. So they once you get them into your bondage and then they come into fruition, you could have gotten a karma in 8 lives ago, but it could be coming into fruition today. So there is no telling. I mean, you could have 2 karmas coming into fruition at the same time. One you just bound a second ago and one from 10 lives ago. And they could both come into fruition at the same time. It's because it will all depend on when the bondage happened, what was the duration, what was the intensity. Now, some of the other things that they covered was the gatis, right? So to get the Dev gati, you have to have that type of intense Shubha karmas in order to go to Dev gati, right? So what are the types of jivas will go to Dev gati? People like some examples. Let's say Bill Gates, right? He's giving majority of his earnings to donations to good cause of humanity or whatever he's doing. Okay. Now he may be otherwise a meat eater and possibly doing kashayas, krodman, maya, lobh, and all that. But still, certain intense activities can become a nimit for him to go to Devgati. Same way, intensity of bad actions, murderers, and those types of people are sure to go to Narakati. And one big one, extreme parigrahi, which a lot of us are. In today's time, parigraha is the biggest thing. The want of things and holding on to things, right? Unfortunately, the world is such that it praises parigraha. Oh, you have more. Abhi gold ka price zyada hai. Oh my God, Indian women have the most gold. Gold storages. Guess what? Those are all causes of Naragati. So parigraha is a very big cause of Narak, going to Narak. So, and that's how they are talking about the intensity. Now, to come back into Manushya Gati, there's a very, in the 10th semester, I guess you will study Gomatsar, where they have these descriptions of, where there's a very fine line that how the middle kind of intensity of bhav and how long those bhav has to exist to get Manushya Gati bondage, which is very rare to happen. So the takeaway should be for us, good jivas, to be always aware, to be as sahaj as we can, which is neutral, which is like the let things happen attitude, and catch yourself when you are overly passionate, overly parigrahi, overly taking things into your control. So those are the things to watch. And sahajta, letting things happen, also gives a lot of peace. Think about that person who has nothing to worry about. He's not bothered. Kids are messing around, no problem. Wife not listening, no problem. Anything major loss in stocks, no problem. They're just able to watch what happens. And those are the types of people that can be very peaceful. They accept things as they come. They know they themselves are the causes of whatever circumstances that are coming to them, and they just watch them. Just let it happen. And that neutrality gives minimum bondage of karmas and possibility of Manushya Janma. Okay. Any questions on this topic that you think you didn't understand? Okay, let's do one more small topic and then we'll have Bahubali ji read.
Okay. State of existence of bonded karmas. Now the atoms that have transformed into karma form remain in bonded form, intermingled with space points of jiva, till they do not acquire the operative state. There, owing to nimit of disposition of the soul, jiva bhavas, the condition of many species of karma also gets changed. The atoms of many different types of species of karma get transferred into atoms of other types of species of karma. And many species of karma which were bonded for longer duration with intense fruition became scant by getting decreased, and many other species of karmas bonded of lesser duration with potency of feeble fruition become more by getting increased. Thus, even the condition of atoms bonded in the past change due to nimit of jiva bhav. And if nimit is absent, if nimitta is absent, then there is no change, but they remain as they were. In this way, the bonded karmas remain in existence.
Okay, so this is important. Satta means as soon as that karma particle came into your space, into the space of the soul, now it's going to stay there, right? The Kashai decided how the duration, which means until that duration, that karma is going to stay with the soul. Now, in the last topic, I think we read that word abadakal. So abadakal, let's say we got 100 particles of ayu karma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you got conceived into the mother's womb.
Mm-hmm.
Out of that 100, number 1 particle came into Uday. For that particle, abadakal is the day it was bonded in your last life until the day of conception into the mother's womb. And that particle, then as soon as it comes into Uday, its abadakal is over. But the other ones, the other 99 are still in Satta. They're still in existence with your soul.
Yeah.
Now the second one comes into there. So second one ka abada kal khatam ho gaya. And then the third and the fourth and like that. So you understand the difference between abada kal and satta? Now, these karma particles, as long as they are in the existence with your soul, transformations can happen. So, to give you an example, right now you guys are all in this class, right? Right now there's no Ashubh Bhav going through. I mean, even though they can, you could still be thinking of something. But let's say generally speaking, right? It's mostly your Shubh Bhav happening. Now, the karmas that are in the existence can, because of the nimit of the Shubh Bhav, change the duration of how long they're going to be with you, can change from ashubh, unfavorable rather, not ashubh, unfavorable to favorable. जो पापमय कर्म बंधे थे वो पुण्यमय हो सकते हैं. So let's say, it's easier to explain with sata asada. So let's say you had 50 sata and 50 asata karmas in your existence, right? Now, this number 2 was going to come into fruition. And so also it comes into fruition how long it will be into fruition also, right? So let's say you were in a Shubh Bhav. So that 50 of them that were going to give you unfavorable situations, bodily, whatever, pain, some of them could get converted into favorable. Some of them, the duration could reduce. So let's say you were going to get a flu, but you only got a little jukam or a cold for a couple of days and you were done. Or so that duration changed and the intensity changed. So those changes can happen even while the karmas are in existence with your soul. And vice versa. Intense Ashubh Bhav can also convert favorable karmas to unfavorable and increase the duration. So it doesn't go only one way. So those are the terminologies. Sankraman, I'm not sure, I didn't pay attention what they called it in English. Did they give you the correct words? So just make notes of all these terminologies. Sankraman, Abadakal, Upkarshan, Utkarshan. Yeah, in this one, they didn't give the words and looks like.
Yeah, they did not give.
No, they did not give the word.
Okay, so then,
Abada,
yeah, you might want to
Abadakal is
make a
when
note of it. Because for
Yeah.
exam, you will need to know these words. So this book is not perfect because it's not an exact copy of the Hindi, unfortunately, but this is all we got. So anyway, then you might as well make some notes. Okay.
So
So basically,
Abadakal Prabhaji is when karmas are lying dormant, right?
No.
no, Abadakal is the duration from the day it got bonded till the day it comes to fruition.
Satta is
Satta is just a general existence with your soul.
okay.
So it was lying
So
dormant
like
till
there
that
are
time.
100 Ayu karmas in Satta. But remember, we took that example for the first Ayu karma that came into Uday as soon as you got conceived into your mother's womb. Abada Kal for that karma was only that much. The rest of them are still in Satta. They're still in existence.
Satta is kind of storage.
It's a storage, yes. Abada
So
is the
it basically
duration between the bondage and the Uday.
Yeah.
So it basically means the duration of dormancy, right?
Yes.
That's essentially what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you mentioned Sankarshan and Utkarshan. What are those?
So, okay. So first, write sankraman. Sankraman means the
Sankraman.
ability for the change from favorable to unfavorable, unfavorable to favorable, either way.
Ability to transform, basically, right?
Transform, yes.
And also, this transformation happens in the same category. It does not switch to the different category. For example, Sata,
Yeah,
Asata, yeah.
yeah. They don't,
Vedaniya karma, yeah, Sata can become Asata, Asata becomes.
right.
It cannot
Or,
become a Gotra or something like
no,
that.
no, it won't change the types. That's true.
Okay.
Now, so you wrote sankraman, then write
Yes.
upkarshan. Upkarshan is when the quantity gets reduced. So in the same type, the duration and intensity can be reduced.
So you said quantity or duration or all three?
Oh, either, no, only duration and intensity, not
Not
quantity,
the quantity.
not the quantity.
And that's a process of reduction.
Yes. Upkarshan is reduction. Uttakarshan, Utkarshan, Uttakarshan is increase in both duration and intensity. So this way the states can change of the karmas because of our bhav. And that is not a necessary thing to happen. It can happen, it may not happen. If it doesn't, then they stay the same as they were bonded.
So what will be the causative factors for Utkarshan or Apkarshan?
Oh,
In,
we just discussed, right? So let's say
in,
we are
in,
into bhav
yeah.
for a while. And during that time, internally the karmas can be changing, or the duration of bad, unfavorable things could be reducing, intensities could be reducing. Or sometimes they can completely change. Like sata ones can become to sata. Now, the other example is like I tell my mom all the time. Say, let's say you're in a situation, mostly it happens in old age, but it can happen in the young age too. So somebody is, let's say, going through, there are those kind of diseases. What do you call them?
Dementia or
No, no, dementia, you're not even as much aware, but there are some diseases which like make you body pain all the time. What is that called?
not Parkinson, no.
It's common, not common, but kind of, yeah, you hear about it a lot these days. I never mind, it's not coming to me. But some disease which is keeping you like with the body pain all the time. Or let's
Mm.
uh, take this example of spine injury, right? Now, the spine could be giving you back pain the whole time. Or my mom, like for example, she has some uh, back whatever issue is, sometimes the nerve pinches and then it's hurting for a while, right? Or in old age, because of arthritis, there always something or the other is hurting. Okay. So then they're in the artha dhyan. All day they're only thinking of that pain. Why do I
Mm.
have this pain? I have this pain all the time, and they get irritated, and sometimes we accept it as a normal thing to happen. What can you do? This person is in pain, and so they're a little bit irritated. But that constant contemplation of your pain can cause more pain, more asata. So that artha dhyan is not good for you.
So it's Artha Dhyan, right?
Mhm. It's that why me, those kind of thoughts. Especially, one thing that should change for you guys after we take this course is that, a lot of times, sometimes something good happens in like a kid's wedding. You will hear this the most. Somebody's daughter or son is getting married, right? So you do all this effort to do the best of the event and the best of the whatever, whether a person is poor or rich, it doesn't matter. Ambani is doing his best to do his kid's wedding, and then any poor fellow is doing his best to do his kid's wedding, right? And then they talk about it, and then other people praise, and then these parents are living in these wedding thoughts for a long time, right? Oh, this person praised our arrangements were so good, blah, 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 blah. And this constant vikalp is a very bad thing. Okay, whether it is for good events or it is for bad events, or you are constantly contemplating, why did my wife say this to me and she misunderstood me and she blah blah blah. I mean, doesn't have to be just spouse, it could be anybody in the family or your friend or anything, and then now you cannot forget that event and you're constantly usko bolte hain vikalp, right? Constant thoughts are coming. Those are all causes of the continuous bondage and changing into unfavorable and all that.
So is vikalp always used in a negative sense? Would it be for a positive thing?
Positive too. Even the dharam ke bhi vikalp hote hain.
Okay.
Those are not bad. Say you read this chapter. Now whole day you're contemplating on that, oh, what all can happen with the karmas? How do they come to me? How do they get rid of it? And what do I need to do to kind of stay in samta and not increase the intensity? That is also vikalp. But those are shubh vikalp. But other than the thinking about Vastu Swarup, all the other vikalps are useless, good or bad, either way. Like I said, let things happen. Jo ho gaya, forget it. I always tell my kids, forgive and forget. So even when the two brothers are complaining about each other, you know, I'll just tell them, just keep this mantra, forgive and forget. Whatever it did bad to you, next day you should not even remember, and then forgive the other guy. So because sometimes that memory of bad things is the cause of lot of our karmas. Especially between spouses, it will happen. Oh, you were always like this since marriage, you've been doing this, or whatever. So no, don't remember what they were doing or not doing.
So will it lead to additional bad karma or
Yes.
some kind of sankraman? Or
Both.
both? Okay.
So, I mean, before you came, or no, you were here, right? Did I give that example of that automatic cameras, right? That are catching your
Yeah.
speed and catching the wrong parking. So that's constantly happening.
So utkarshan can take place.
Yes. And then again, when you're in good bhav and samta bhav, then upkarshan can take place. So basically, the lesson here is that, hey, why do I want to bother with other people or have bad bhav for other people? It's causing me harm. So you can be a little selfish in that sense. Yes. So, okay. We're almost out of time, right? I'm just trying to figure out where we are. No, we are not. Sorry.
10 minutes.
Yeah. No, we did start late also, so we'll
Oh, okay.
a little longer, but yeah. My watch on this clock on the laptop is not correct, I think.
It's 9:40 now. So
Oh, that is the correct time. So, we end
20
at
minutes.
10 normally. I'm getting all
10, yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah.
20 minutes, yeah. At least 20 or 30. Let's see how long we can take this. Okay, so you start with the next topic, Bahubali.
Okay. The ripening operative state of bonded karmas.
Mhm.
And when the time of ripening of species of karmas, natures, then automatically, according to the fruition of those species of karmas, the effect gets produced. The karmas do not produce those effects. At the time of their ripening state, the specific effect disposition gets evolved. only so much is to be known, the cause and effect relationship, nimitta naimittika sambandha. And simultaneously with their fructification, the karmic form ends due to the end of fruition power of those karmas. These disassociated matter particles get changed into other forms. This is called savikalpa nirjara.
Savipak, not Vikalpa.
Savipaka nirjara. Shredding of karmas on their ripening in usual course of time. Okay, Savikalpa is this is just take on their come and go. It's not like
Savipak means, their normal time has come to leave the soul. They give the fruit, which means they'll give you the circumstance and leave the body.
Yeah.
Leave the soul, sorry.
Yeah. In this way, the karmas shut off every moment on rise, ripening of the same. After the end of karmic power, these matter particles, irrespective of being present in the same species of molecules or getting separated from them, become ineffective. It should be known that at each moment, infinite atoms, karmic matter particles, get bonded with soul. The atoms so bonded in one moment, in 1 unit of time, leaving the period of abhada kala prior to ripening, continue coming serially into operative state udaya in all the moments of their duration period. And the atoms so bonded in several moments which are capable of ripening together come into udaya state collectively. The collective fruition of all those atoms, species of karmas, gets produced at one time accordingly to their combined fruition power. And the atoms so bonded in several moments, holding the identity as karma, remain in intermingled relationship with jiva, soul, from the time of bondage till the time of their udaya, rise up, ripening of state. Thus, should be known the bondage, the rise or ripening, and the existent states of karmas. Every moment, the atoms, karmic species equal to one samaya prabadha only get bonded, and equal to one samaya prabadha only get dissociated, shut off. There the karmas remain always in existence equal to 1.5 gunahani times samaya prabadha only. The details of all these will be written in the forthcoming chapter on karmas.
Okay, so now this is, they're talking about, they did mention a few things here, right? Abadakal, Udaya, and all that. Okay. So now here what they're explaining is that normal, all the karmas, they are getting bound with the duration. As soon as that duration is over, they will come into fruition, they will give the circumstances, and they are done. That is the normal things to happen for each of the karmas. Other than that, upkarshan, utkarshan, sankraman, all those things that we talked about can also happen. So, savipak means it will definitely give the fruits. Avipak means sometimes during meditation, the karmas will get shed off, but not give the fruits. So let's say asata का कर्म थे बहुत सारे मुनिराज के, पर उनको पता ही नहीं चलता, वो कर्म निकल जाते हैं, उनको हेल्थ में कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, and they leave the soul. So that is avipak. Now, are you guys getting disturbed with some songs? You cannot hear it?
No.
Oh, good. Oh,
Oh, there's some song.
I'm in a room, windows are closed, there's curtains, it's loud. Some garba. Oh.
This early, and it's early there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And poor husband, my Shanti, is sleeping, and he's not getting disturbed by my like talking or teaching, but now I can see him moving with that. I mean, it's so loud in my ears that I have my laptop maximum volume, and still I'm having hard time hearing what you're reading. So, so I'm glad you are not able to hear it. So I don't know why they think the whole neighborhood has to hear their songs. Oh my God. So basically, what they're saying is that so now, Uday Roop Avastha, right? Karma, all the karmas have the state, what state they are in, right? They could be in the state of Satta, which is an existence with the soul. They could be in the state of Uday, which means this is the duration when they're giving fruits, they're giving circumstances.
Mm.
So, and if changes don't happen, then what happened when they were born? When they came into existence, they came with their quantity, type, duration, and intensity.
Intensity.
So whenever, if nothing happens to them, if the sankraman doesn't happen, upkarshan, utkarshan doesn't happen, then they will give fruits based on the intensity and duration, whatever was already decided when they came into bondage, when they were bonded to your soul. Now, and then, of course, if the intensity gets reduced, they gave that wine example, right? Sometimes a small quantity of wine can have too much potency, and other times you can have a larger quantity with less potency, in which case you can drink more. So similarly, here, there can be, because of your bhav, you could have reduced or nullified the effect of certain karmas. So they'll come into fruition, but the intensity is not left as much. So let's say in Muniraja's case, right? Because they're in mostly Shubha Bhav. So the intensities of certain karmas have dissolved. So they come into fruition, but they cannot feel it because there was no intensity of it. And every samay, or let's use second for our purpose, the karmas are getting out of your body, out of your soul. But they're saying that एक समय में निकलते हैं पर एक समय में बनते भी हैं, but still 1.5 times at least they're always in existence in your soul.
Okay.
That is that last
That's what they call like half gunahani times. Samaya Prabhu.
Right.
Yeah.
So
the minimum. Okay.
Exactly. So that's why it takes a lot of effort to get rid of the karmas, which is why Muniraj are in meditation, try to be in meditation all the time. Because that's the only process of getting rid of karmas or not getting new karmas. Otherwise, we are constantly getting rid of karmas, but also acquiring new karmas.
Can you explain the 1.5 times? So you're getting rid of karmas and new karmas are coming.
So this is a natural process. So what happens is, remember, Jeev always came with karmas. There was no thing as a pure soul, and now you're accumulating, right?
Right.
So always that. Then every time you are getting rid of some, acquiring some. But with your soul, always 1.5 times of that is always in existence. Until you get in that Shreni Charna, that remember from seventh Gunsthan, you're in constant meditation. And that
8, 9, 10. Yeah.
And that is called true nirjara, which means that 1.5 times, then that doesn't apply. That means you're getting rid of the karmas and not getting new ones. And technically, that is the true nirjara.
Prabhaji, it's not clear at all. What is Samaya Prabadha? What is Samaya Prabadha?
Oh, Samay Prabadha Matra ki nirjara hoti hai. So they're saying so each Samay, it's a Samay obviously is a measure of time, right? Even though Samay is like many fractions of a second. It's much smaller than a second. But just for our purposes, we can, let's use the term second. So each second, the amount, Samay Prabadha Matra, that means the amount that can be bondaged in 1 second. We're just the word second for that Samay word for now.
So it's more like a rate of influx.
Rate of influx, yes. And same thing, the rate of outflux.
So what would be the rate of outflux called?
Same. Samay prabadha matra ki nirjara.
Okay, okay.
But quantity can be, it can vary, correct? I mean, it's even though it binds in one samaya, but
Right.
quantity, yeah.
Quantity, how much comes out, they usually come out in bunches. Now, how big the bunches can vary.
Mhm.
Okay, so the one
But
samaya
within that
prabadha.
bunch also, see, so they are
So
saying
Samay Prabodha is a
matra parmanu
quantity,
बनते हैं. So they are
quantity per unit time.
exactly. So let's say a bunch came out. Still, that measure remains.
So it's more like a constant, universal constant sort of thing, right?
Yes. And that is why they say, they talk about, oh, why are you teaching all this moksha? What will happen if all the jivas will eventually go to moksha and nothing will be left? There will be no universe. There will be. No, that will never happen.
So the rate of influx and rate of outflux
Is the
remains
same.
constant.
Right.
But it is one samaya.
Still 1.5 times will still stay in existence.
It's a law of conservation of mass, Bahubali.
Right.
It's very scientific, actually, what we read. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
it is always attaching to you at a particular rate, and it's always detaching itself at a particular rate. That's what it means. But
So 1.5 comes because you already had some, and it always
yes,
stays
you
with
already
you.
had some always in your soul.
Always.
wait a minute, this 1.5 thing is not here.
It's not
Here the
here. It's
karmas remain
basically the
always in
same guna,
existence, equal to what? Yeah,
yes.
sorry.
Gunit means multiplication.
1.5 gunhani times. What is gunhani?
Ded gun hani. That means 1.5 times. Samay prabadha matra will always remain in satta.
Right. Yeah.
But why is that?
That's nature of things. Like you just said, there are some scientific principles. There's no reason for that.
So I can never get rid of karma.
No. That is at a time they will remain in satta. But from your soul, they can come out. That process still remains. They're saying the karmas will always stay in existence, but they don't have to be within your soul. Your soul, you can still work on it. But in the world, the karmas will always stay. So
these are, we are talking these karma particles just floating around, and
right.
their life cycle.
Those will never finish. Like that's basically what they're saying. Even though there is infinite souls that are holding them too, right? There are some in your satta, some in mine, some in Bahubaliji, some in everybody's holding their own karmas too. But still, they're not finishing from the universe.
So the Pudgala is turning into Karmana Vargana. These are those they're talking about those,
yes.
correct?
The transformation.
So like they will transform, they will be there for 1.5 Gunhani times of Samaya Prabhupada, and then they'll transform.
Then they'll transform back into the
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Babali always seems to know more than rest of the class.
No. I mean, I read many times, I forget. I mean,
These things are not easy to memorize. I mean, unless
and
you
sometimes,
read multiple
sometimes I
times,
don't bother like
then
that.
so see, even that's why during this course, you're going to read the similar topics multiple times. Then only they start sticking with you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always getting a sense of it.
Yeah.
In terms of
I think
नाक
this
And
is
को
then
इधर
this
से
is
once
पकड़ना है,
you
उधर से
study
पकड़ना है,
enough
इधर से पकड़ना
times,
yeah,
all of these things, then yes, and also the things that will make sense to you. So now let's say this is a big impact. Oh my God, if I do Kashai, then the Sankraman will not happen. So maybe those things will stick with you.
Yeah.
You may not forget these terminologies. Sankraman, Utkarshan, Apkarshan, Uday, Abadakal, all the things that happen with karmas. Because if it is of relevance to you, then maybe it'll stick with you.
No, I definitely believe, and I was telling my children that
Yeah.
somebody with a very high IQ has written this stuff. So
It's
because
not
I
just,
get asked this question,
it
okay,
makes
Dad,
sense to them.
what are you learning in this course? Tell
Yeah.
us. I said, I always tell them, look, I'm not at that point where I can actually start to comprehend and start teaching you.
Uh-huh.
So, but
But
it's I
you
can
are not
tell it's
teaching
been.
your kids, but every time, let's say so we have 2 hour class. Even if you wrote 10 minutes worth of notes, you should actually communicate that to your kids or your wife. आप
Perhaps
पक्का होता है. When you
नहीं,
communicate
आप
others,
सही कह रहे हैं प्रभा जी, बट प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि it is so complex is nature that I'm not speaking for others, but I'm just starting to comprehend the vastness and depth of it.
of course, it's
And
huge.
it is mind-boggling
It,
when I
it, it
look at
is
it.
it is mind-boggling, and that's when you realize it's a lot more than any of the scientific principles or even the scientific books we have studied. This is vast knowledge, and we are like
Absolutely.
basically even just touching the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
there
real,
is one Jain
there
scientist.
is there is no harm in accepting that you don't know it all. Let's say you're
And I'm the first one. I'm the first
yeah.
one
So
to
if
say that.
you are telling your kids and they say, oh, then further explain this, or we didn't, and you cannot, and it's okay to say that
Yeah.
I only know so much. So sure. Thermos में बात ले लेना.
No, finally, I did explain them about Samyak Charitra and how it connects it to first four, how do you get rid of four kashayas using
Right.
the first four lakshans of dharma, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
we did
whatever
get into a
you
bit of a
are able to
discussion.
comprehend, and don't worry about making mistakes. I mean, and tell
Oh,
your kids, I can make mistake and I'll correct once I find out, and that's fine too. But the more you communicate, the more it sits with you.
And
आप
also this is
बात पर साथ कर रहे हो.
and also all the concepts are so interlinked. If you
Of course,
explain one
exactly.
concept, it's so you're always coming back to the same thing. It's
same
not like
thing. And see, the core principles are limited. There are
yeah,
only so many. But then how
Exactly.
they relate with each other, how they apply in each situation, all
yeah,
that becomes kind of complex. And that is what starts clearing in your mind the more we study and the more we
yeah.
understand these things.
And what I find is Bahubali and Dinesh are the ones who actually can make those interconnections more
Because
readily
they
than
read a
others.
lot.
They read a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
because
actually, I
because
mean,
Dinesh
last one year
also
I
goes
stopped.
back
Yeah, yeah.
to this
It's
Grok or whatever and tries to research, and I think so does Bahubali. May have read more books early on, it sounds
I
like.
listened a lot, like
Yeah,
Sanjeev
Mhm.
Kumar Godaji and Deepika
right.
Deepa. There's so many people.
And that doesn't mean,
Yeah.
Arunji, that Dinesh or Bahubali are more intelligent on with
No, 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 no,
No, no, no, no.
definitely not.
that they've done
I'm not.
more. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it
No,
fits with
I
more.
just
That's all.
admire them for their
Sure, yes.
understanding of
No, but it
and
gives, I mean, understanding is, that's what many things I do not remember, but when I
But
sit and
yeah, as
meditate,
long
yeah,
as you're absorbing the gist
yeah,
of it, and that's
yeah, yeah,
really what I want
exactly.
you to
Yeah,
focus on.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
at our age, who cares for the
yeah,
next
yeah,
10
yeah,
years if you don't
yeah,
memorize? If somebody
yeah,
asks me and I cannot recall, it's fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
As long as I've made it my own, that's what
yeah,
matters.
yeah. So that the
That
but
is
one thing
only
that,
what
yeah,
is going to change your bhav inside.
yeah.
and
I mean,
definitely
for
one
me,
of the
the
things I
one that
find.
really appeals is like independence of all the elements.
Yes.
That gives a lot of relief in a sense, like, I mean,
I mean,
the
this is supposed to be a religion of stress-free living,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
basically. Yeah.
And I tell you, this is definitely not for the masses.
No,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
because
designed.
to
definitely.
It's not
absorb, you
designed
need
for
Yeah, yeah.
masses.
some
No, but
faith,
I
some
think
shraddha.
Yeah, that's the reason the Jainism become minority because of that. Because you need you need to be a little bit
Deep
intelligent.
reflection,
That
deep
much
reflection study.
open-mindedness,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
much ability to
yeah,
absorb. And
yeah,
it's, somebody tells you, oh, explain Jainism in 1 hour, you cannot.
yeah,
Because there
yeah.
is so
No, we
much.
can get rid of Rag and Dvesh.
Yeah,
No passion, no passion.
No
container thing.
passion. I mean,
You
that's
just
the
say, oh
beauty of
yeah,
it. It's very simple,
I'm
very
trying for 10 years. I'm trying to reduce my growth. I'm drinking water. I'm doing this, and nothing is working. That's what they'll tell you. The only thing that works is to remove the root cause.
Yeah. Now,
So,
I think, Prabhaji, you have so much of depth. I mean, the way you talk, you connect so many dots. That amazes me.
and
When you
for us,
talk,
it's more about the application. I mean, it's okay if we don't become Pandit. Of
yeah,
course,
yeah,
Pandits have a
yeah,
role. They have been trained to speak. And I mean, if you think about Sanjeev Ji
yeah,
Gota, any lot of Pandits for that matter,
yeah, yeah,
it's mind-boggling how much things they have in memory that they can speak without looking at a book for hours and hours and
yeah,
hours. Because again, they have read it multiple times. They themselves
yeah,
say when they were studying, let's say in PTSD, and from there they're trained, right, to speak or to give lecture from the day one. But first time they go to do Paryushan, they are shaking. They are so scared
Mm,
of speaking. But then they develop the ability to speak,
yeah,
and they're so fluent that they can speak on any topic without looking at a book. And it's just a matter of practice. But that doesn't mean they're absorbing and applying it to themselves all the time.
yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah,
yes, we should definitely appreciate the Pandit level of knowledge, and there is hopefully more accuracy over there and everything. But still, what matters to us is what we absorb and apply to ourselves.
yeah. And
But
also, this
doing their
dharma
own
is
work,
like,
we are doing
yeah.
our own work. Yeah.
See, they call this is Shramana dharma, correct? We have to put Purushartha.
This
There is
is
nothing
Purusharth.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Other dharmas, somebody else
yeah.
is doing for them.
Yeah,
No,
just somebody will
our
take care
own
of it. Yeah,
Purusharth. Yeah, our own Parishram is what is going to help. And honestly, I've studied a lot of other religions or heard, obviously limited, in Hinduism, even Muslim. Honestly, in their depths, also same thing comes. It's just that their acharyas have propounded, even like Jain acharyas, majority of them have propounded the other part of the religion, right? The kriya and the nimitic things, ye karoge to ye ho jayega.
but
Unfortunately, in the world, that has been given more importance and
and
not
also there they have to feel less, means surrender. You have to feel
surrender.
less. Yeah,
Honestly, even there is surrender.
yeah,
Karna
surrender to
Yoga
yourself,
is surrender.
surrender to that core, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
I mean, what is Karnanu Yoga for us?
Yeah,
It is surrender. Accept the Che Dravya hai, Che kyun bhai? There is no
yeah,
reason. Sorry, you have to surrender.
yeah,
So certain things, even in our religion, it's a matter of surrender. वस्तु स्वरूप ऐसा ही है. अब वो एप्पल नीचे गिरता है. You don't have a choice of accepting or not accepting. So some level of surrender is there, but with logic, with proofs. That's the part I like about Jainism.
yeah.
That there is a lot of logic, there is a lot of proving to yourself, a lot of experimenting with yourself. You're not dependent on others.
A lot of deep thought has gone into it, right? So,
Yes, yes, yes.
and
And just,
therefore it's complex to understand.
yeah. But no, I mean, yes, you're right. It is complex to understand, but once you understand, it's also very simple.
And
So
also there are certain things, simple things you can hold on to that, realize that, and then hold on to that. That's
that's
more than
it.
enough also.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
it. That's,
Yeah,
I mean, some principles are so simple. If you got it, you got it. You don't even need to get into more details of other things.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So that's what they say. Srimad Ji says, "Samajh pichu sab saral hai, or bin
Mhm.
samajh sab hard and sab mushkil." So if you don't understand, everything is difficult. I mean, it's just like in exams,
Yeah.
they say if you've studied, exam is easy for you. If you haven't studied, exam is tough. So
Prabhaji, is there a opportunity to discuss the exam also? I mean,
Yeah,
each
I think
exam,
what we
at
will
least one or two questions are
yeah, we should.
somewhat
That's why
wrong.
I'm trying to cover.
Yeah, like I also saw like one of the about frog bhava. It is
Yeah,
question
yeah.
is
Even
wrong.
my morning, lot of students send me that.
It
So
is supposed to
one
pradvamsa
thing
bhava,
what
but
we need to do is ask, take screenshot, ask Amit ji to put it in team leaders group.
okay. Yes.
What I did this
I'm
time
sure.
after I
So once they
completed
get
my
enough
exam,
complaints, they're going to
Mm.
pay attention to it. And once they know that they have made a mistake, because that happens, you know, I mean, it's a mechanical process, right? Somebody makes the
yeah.
exams. The exam maker has to provide the correct answers to the person who is putting it in Moodle. Person who is putting it in the Moodle is doing copy paste, copy paste. So there is so many places they can
So
mine
I
it.
think one of the standard things we should introduce is maybe quality assurance step. Somebody who
So
prepares the
they
exam.
are trying to do. It's not
Okay.
like they don't do it. I was part of the exam committee, and first of all, it's a pain to get whoever is making the exam to give it on time. We always request them to, for each question, write page number it's taken from, give the correct answer, give the correct logic. All that is requested. It's not always provided.
But having said that, they are doing a great work. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
exams are
yeah,
not,
It's
they
yeah,
are
not easy to
simple,
make
but
those
still
tricky
make you think.
questions, and then
yeah,
they're reviewed by one person, then again reviewed like multiple times. And even that, lot of times there's a major problem because the people who are writing them, they don't give it in time, which doesn't leave enough time for the reviewers. And then then it has to be copied into Moodle. So the physical work of copy paste sometimes makes mistakes. There's because of that, that happens.
So one
And
of the things I did this time is I actually did a PDF print of my exam. And I've
okay,
written two exams so far. So if anytime you feel that we need to review, I have a
good
copy,
idea.
full copy, marked copy of my exam.
Perfect, perfect.
So
Then
we
yeah,
can,
yeah. So
if
what we
I mean,
will
if
do is
and when we
wherever
decide to
we
do
have a
that.
question where we all agree in the class that what you guys are saying is correct, we ask Amit ji to put it in the team leaders group, and then that should go into the teachers, and they should make a decision that no, the students are correct. In which case, they
yeah.
give points to all the
Yeah,
students.
I also noted down what are the mistakes.
Yeah.
Have you
I
guys
did
done the
the
third one, or you still?
no,
Have you
I
Third
done?
one,
did
I'm
the second one also. The second one
Okay.
I made three mistakes.
By the
So
way, you guys have to upload the
LCPA.
assignments again. Remember, they had some glitch with Moodle, I think.
what I did is I went to the portal and whatever it said done, not done, I uploaded. One of the assignments said it's done, so I didn't have to upload it, I think.
Because
The
in the
But the
other
other ones, other
LCPA,
ones,
students are saying they had to delete everything and re-upload everything, and I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Hope it doesn't cause too
It
many.
yeah,
only
like
asked me to upload, I think, two more. I had
Okay.
uploaded three before, and then I uploaded my LCPA. So assignment two, three, and LCPA was had to be done again. Of course, LCPA was just uploading first time. The assignment one
So
didn't
try to
didn't
finish
ask.
because next week I want to go in there and grade everybody's, everything. So if everything is,
I
it's
and
easier.
also next week is the exam last day for even finishing the
Yes,
other.
everything.
I
February
just
10th, they've given the
I
deadline.
just wanted to add to everyone that even if it is showing done, the assignment you cannot download. That is, it is not reachable. They are not
Yeah, yeah.
able to read it. So you'll have to delete the submission and upload it again.
Yeah, so maybe that
Okay, I'll
Okay.
I'm hearing in the other batch.
So try to check.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Already
think
done that for all.
Nidhi ji is correct. Yeah, we need to
yeah.
try
I've
to
done it
download. If
for
it's
all.
not working, then we need to read. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
Right, right.
so I'll go back and
Because you
reload the
want
assignment.
your material to be there for you. So let's say there's a topic, you want to go back to semester one and see, oh, what did I write in semester one? You should be able to open that and be able to read it. So, okay, great. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, वंदना शत बार। जय जिनेन्द्र। Actually, if you guys are interested, I was in Pratishtha and there was one lecture very interesting about how this Shrut Khand, how the Granths were written, how much knowledge was there and how much is left and all that. I'll post the link to that.
Please post. Yeah.
So yeah.
I think
Okay.
you already posted something. I
That was
didn't.
just one song that they played.
Okay.
See, when you're in a pratishtha, it's like an emotional. It's like watching a live football game versus watching it on TV, right?
Mhm.
So when you're live in pratishtha, you get all that emotion. So whenever they were playing this whole thing about Char Gati ke Dukh and where am I, and then really gives you that feeling, oh, I need to get out of